This is the xTool P3. It's currently in a box. I'm gonna go ahead and rip it apart and we're gonna see what this thing's all about. Start making stuff. So I couldn't wait to get help. I just started peeling off the protective stickers. Let's go ahead and see what's inside. So we got, looks like a big exhaust fan, funnel, and I'm sure some more goodies we'll find under there. All right, I'll get this all taken apart and get it on the table and we'll actually look at how we use this thing. Hey, exhaust tube. Ooh, the slats are already in it. Just so you guys know, if you get the mobile workstand, which I highly recommend because this thing is like 300 friggin' pounds, is that everything comes super bubble wrapped and well preserved. Nothing's dinged up or scratched. And it even has these little indexing points here to make assembly super easy. So let's get this thrown together. So before we can fire this up, I gotta stick this funnel in here and add a bunch of distilled water as this thing is water cooled. The P3 has an external exhaust fan right here. It's Bluetooth connected, so there's no cords going to the machine, but it does have an extra power supply cable, and it comes with these hoses. If you don't have an exhaust port outside, you can also get an air purifier unit. So I got this set up on the mobile stand right now, which is an absolute must and is actually a very nice stand. But we're gonna power it on for the first time right now and see how we set this up and get it working. Base leveling, start. Okay, start leveling. Well, I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing it. So I guess we just wait. Okay, that was it, got it. And optical path test, start. With the calibration process complete on the P3, we can now move on to building our first project with it. Now I'm really excited about this project because it's going to be a smaller end table version of the large coffee table that I built for my friend a few years back, looking like a giant NES controller. Now on that old table, I used my CNC router to cut out pockets and inlaid material because of the kerf of the router bit taking away material. With the help of the P3 and its nearly zero kerf thickness, I can use one sheet of plywood to achieve the same result. Now the reason I have to cut everything apart and then glue them back together is because just like the old table, I want the wood grain to show through. So applying stain to each of the pieces separately and then gluing the pieces back together will give me the clean result that I'm after. So now with the large sheet of 1/8 inch plywood loaded up, the machine open, I can turn it on and meet you guys in the xTool software. So here we are in the free xTool Studio software. I'm gonna go to New Project. So that beep we just heard is because it's now connected. You see it says ready up here because we have connected to this unit before. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to import, and I'm gonna import my 2D CAD design. There it is, DXF. And there we go, it's imported up perfectly centered. Looks like it's the right scale and everything. So 32 by 14 is correct. This is in inches. So with everything selected, we're gonna go over to cut. Then we're gonna change our material to 1/8 inch basswood, hit apply. Now, one thing I need to do, because I couldn't do it in CAD, is I need to bring in the text for the start, select, A, B, Nintendo logo, all that stuff. So with all our text in here, I can now highlight everything, make sure that it says cut. We've got our 90% power, 50 millimeters per second speed. It's figured that out because I input the 1/8 inch basswood plywood. So next we're gonna go to refresh background. So we're good, we're not overhanging off the edge somewhere, we're actually on the piece of plywood which was just scanned. So we can go ahead, put it back in auto mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the lid. So the machine just raised its bed, did its autofocus, so now we can go ahead and process this. It says it's gonna take 5 minutes, let's go ahead and start it. I'll just hit the button and begin. All right, that was only 5 minutes. It looks super awesome. Let's open it up and get all our pieces. There's the scrap. I want a picture frame. All right. Jeez. Yeah, looks like everything fully cut through. And there's a tray on the bottom to get the rest. Now everything's cut up and sorted into their individual colored parts. So after some experimenting, I think I'm just gonna use the gray for the dark gray, and then I'm just gonna wipe the white paint on and then wipe it off with this napkin, and that leaves a pretty decent result. So while the stain dries on the top, we can go ahead and start breaking down the rest of the material we're gonna need for this project. I've got 5/8 inch plywood right here. This is gonna be the substrate we glue the top down to make it up to 3/4 of an inch total. Then we've got 3/4 inch MDF right here. We're gonna be using this for the drawer inside framing. Then we've got this 1/4 inch hardboard. That's gonna be the drawer bottom. And then we've got 3/4 inch plywood for the outside perimeter because it looks pretty. So to make room for our 1/4 inch drawer bottom, next I'm gonna take off this blade guard, install my riving knife, and lower the blade to 1/2 inch so we can make a nice rabbet along the side. That way this can seat right inside the drawer. You won't see it on the underside. So now with our side pieces and our drawer pieces all cut to size, I can go ahead and apply some iron-on edge banding anywhere we're gonna see the exposed plywood edges. This iron-on edge banding is also made of real wood, so it will take the stain. So the stain is dry. I've laid out everything exactly how it's going to be transferred onto this backer. I'm going to use some LePage wood glue, spread it all over with this little roller to make sure there's a nice even coat everywhere. Transfer everything over one at a time, and then we'll come back with a sheet of plastic on top, and then a big board and a whole bunch of clamps everywhere, including my long reach C-clamps to hit the inside. That way everything should be nice and adhered to the back and never move. Couple hours gone by, time to take off the clamps. Oh, sweet. So the glue up went great. This thing looks awesome. The only thing we need to do is just clean up the edges where a little bit of glue squeezed out on the table and miter saw. Then we'll apply that iron-on edge banding and use that white paint stain technique again and just make everything blend in. So I got the table upside down right now, and you see I've laid out our side, back, other side, and our front drawer front here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start marking the location of where I need to drill pocket holes over at my pocket hole machine. So I've marked 4 right here, and we're gonna mark all the way down the sides as well as connections in the back here, just every couple inches, and then none at the front as the drawer front has to move. So this piece of MDF is gonna be our bottom, which is gonna support the legs, so I'll also need some pocket holes there, and none on that side. So now it's time to begin assembly, and again we're using pocket screws. I'm going to put a little small amount of glue along the back so it doesn't squeeze out to the outside. And I'm going to be sure to use lots of clamps as I don't want this to move around, as pocket holes have a tendency to move things once you drive them in. So before I can install the bottom of the table, we're going to install our full extension drawer slides for our drawer. These guys are just sitting on a couple spacers. I'll do the same on both sides and screw them in place with some 1/2" screws. The front will be flush, and before I do that, I'm going to have to take out the insert. So now I'll make sure this is flush, use my self-centering bit, and drive in my screws. So to screw on the bottom, because there's a little bit of a gap, I just installed a few of these little spacers, which will just help me rest it and make it flush. So to assemble the drawer, I've got my square in place. I've got this front piece, this side piece lined up together, and I'm just gonna drive in some me-nails to hold it in place, then come back, drill out, countersink, and drive in 2" screws, 2 in each corner. Then for the bottom, we'll just put some glue down, and a whole bunch of crown staples should keep everything in place. So all I've got here is an 1/8" piece of hardboard as our spacer because we don't want the drawer to drag on the bottom. We slide the drawer into place and we have our runners on either side pulled out a little bit, exposing the first holes. We attach screws, pull it out further, attach the rest of the screws, and so on until the drawer is installed. And now we'll just pull it out to install the last screws. So I just marked out the hole locations for our handle, 3 inches apart, and now we're going to drill it with a brad point bit. Got a little spacer up here, hot glue, and go. Now we can rub our white paint on and off the sides to make it match the top. So now we can move on to finishing. I'm going to be applying 3 coats of water-based polyurethane with a light sanding between the first 2 coats. Our 3 coats of polyurethane are dry and looking great. Next we're going to install our drawer front, but before I do that I'm going to put a little bit of wood glue back here just to lock it in place, and we'll reinstall our handle. So last thing we need to do for this project to be fully complete is install the legs. So I've got it flipped upside down. We're going to drill some pilot holes, drive in our screws, and we're done. And here it is, our tipped over so you can see it better NES Controller side table. And this has been the xTool P3, which has been an absolute joy to use, super user-friendly, super capable. And some of those capabilities you're about to see in our next videos where we start using it to cut up some seriously thick wood. Anyways, if you want to get your own xTool P3, check the link in the description as well as a pinned comment down below. And we'll see you on the next one.
Ooh, tight fit.